Welcome in to the most recent MVC First Pitch, brought to you by Rawlings, and we dropped by Normal, Illinois. And I imagine it's a pretty happy place this morning. What a weekend you had last week, Coach Holm. A sweep not only of Missouri State, but on the road at Missouri State, something that hasn't happened in 14 years. That's pretty sustained high level of baseball when you go in and do what you did against Missouri State.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes obviously in college baseball, you want to catch them at the right time, and and you got to be clicking well as well because, anytime you're sweeping, obviously your bats are picking up one of them for you because nobody has enough arms to just hold everybody for 3 games in a row. But we came back twice. We gave up a lead on Friday, and then they hit a big homer on Saturday. We were able to battle back from there. And then on Sunday, our bats did it for us. So it was a great weekend for our guys. They're in a good spot.
How about that opening game where it seemed like it was just a back and forth, more like a Sunday game than a Friday game? But the fact that you were able to pull it out, a high scoring game on the road, maybe helped set the tone for you a little bit that weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we found a way to scatter 18 hits, I think, is if I remember right. And I think we only walked about 8 or 9 guys as well. So ultimately, you looked at that and, after the game, I told the guys, I said, I wish I could come out here and say this is what it looks like, but that's not what it looks like. But somehow you guys found a way. And, I think we knew our team was going to be offensively driven. And it took them a little while to kind of really figure out, like, hey, it really is on us as an offense. And, we kind of tell them, hey, first team to 10 wins, and that with the way the ball is flying, especially at that yard, I think they've been able to embrace that and, not sit on that 6-2 lead that you sometimes sit on. You end up losing, 7-6. So they've done a great job with that. And they did a great job of just not giving up and just finding a way to just keep battling.
It's got to feel good right about now that Daniel Pasella seems like he's always coming up in an RBI situation. And in the last couple of weeks, he's always delivering. He's got 37 RBIs at the time of this visit.
Yeah, I mean, we felt like last year that he was, even as a freshman, he was one of the best players in the league. And unfortunately, our team was not good enough to showcase him in the way that we wanted to. But, we knew that he was going to anchor our lineup, and lefty, righty, we just leave him in that 3 hole. And, he's done a much better job this year of hitting lefties. Last year you could bring a lefty in and probably get him out when you needed to. And this year he kind of responds with that RBI back up the middle when they bring that guy in. But having him sit in the middle of the lineup, obviously this is an old coach's cliche, but he puts everybody else in the right spot. It takes the pressure off the 2 hole, takes the pressure off the 4 hole because they know that, he just anchors it and he shows up every day and he plays hard every day. And I mean, it's such a blessing to have him on our team.
And it's nice to, like you said, put the guys around him that have produced the way they have. As of this visit, you guys are hitting 302 as a team. You mentioned you expected to be an offensive team, and you guys like Rasmussen around him have delivered.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Augie. People forget he pulled his hamstring the first at bat of the season. He sat out for 10. He came back, and I know on this show we talked last time, his rehab assignment per se was against Vanderbilt, which did not go, as well as he wanted it to. But, he got it going. And, when you sit out that long, sometimes you're a little behind. And I think he's done a good job of, finding a way to catch back up, even though, the players were in midseason form and he was kind of in spring training mode. So, we've had some injuries. Robinson's been out, Chang's out, and some of those other guys have done a fantastic job of stepping up. And Noah Smith had a big time weekend for us, and he didn't get a lot of playing time the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, and then made some big time plays and got some big hits for us, and got that RBI on Sunday that got the whole thing started.
So after you went in that wild one on Friday, I would imagine you had to have some sense of pride and kind of satisfaction that you hold those guys to a grand total of 7 runs in the last 2 games. Sometimes that gets flip-flopped when, the Sunday game gets away from me, but your staff only gets up 7 runs to Missouri State in their yard last 2 games. That's quite a feather in you guys' cap.
Yeah, because I mean that place there's no other way to put it. That place is a miserable play to pitch. I mean the wind blows out. They're really good at their park. They know how to play it. It's a lot like when you'd go to DBU when they were in our league, and they're swinging uphill and the wind blows out to left, and you're like, man, we're not built for this because Duffy Bass does not play that way. But I thought Tanner Perry was unbelievable on Sunday. Gave us 7 innings, and Tyrell Chadwick was really good on Saturday. He had a fantastic bounce back. He got yanked after one the week before against Bradley, and he did not have a great start. And I talked to him after the game. I said, last year I said that, and he cut me off. He goes, that might have ended my season. I said, well, it wouldn't have ended your season, but it would have taken you more than 6 days to bounce back from. So, those two guys giving you big time starts there, especially as much bullpen as you had to use on a Friday.
It's interesting what a difference a week makes, because a week ago on Sunday, you had to try to salvage the final game of the series against Bradley. You did that, and then you sweep against Missouri State. So, man, it only takes about a week, and you can turn around your fortunes. How do you keep it going against Valpo this weekend?
We talk a lot about just process over results, and our guys are, we know what we need to do offensively, and, there's some keys for us, and there's keys for us on the mound, and, we just focus on those things and not be so result oriented, which is really hard to do in baseball. Even coaches, we say it, but sometimes you end up getting result oriented. But as long as you stay with that process through the course of 10 games, you end up, being better than you were, if you don't. So that's more where we're at. Obviously you can't control, like Bradley's Friday night guy. He threw a great ball game against us, and he kind of beat us, and, it just is what it is. You can't control that kind of thing, but you can't control how you go about it. And, as long as you go about it the right way, we'll be fine.
Well, congratulations on the sweep against Missouri State, and best of luck throughout the Missouri Valley Conference.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.